A man must always be ready for death comes when and where God wills it. Welcome to the homily 18th Sunday of the Ordinary Time. Listen carefully to the voice of the Lord. Set your heart on what will last forever. We only fool ourselves if we believe that our possessions will bring us happiness and life. Instead, grow rich in the sight of the Lord. The Gospel passage comes from Luke chapter 12, verses 13 to 21. True treasure is the love of God. The Gospel reminds us of the absurdity of basing our own happiness on having. The rich say to themselves, "My soul, you have my possession at your disposal. Rest, eat, drink, and be merry." But God says to them, "Fools, this very night your life will be required of you. And all the things you have accumulated, whose will they be?" The true treasure is the love of God shared with our brothers and sisters. That love which comes from God enables us to share it with one another and to help each other. Those who experience it do not fear death, and their hearts are at peace. The first reading from Ecclesiasticus. The author speaks about vanity of vanities. We must all leave our property for what comes to a man from all the profit, from all the toil and anxiety of the heart, with which he has labored under the sun, will be gone when he dies. In the second reading from Colossians, Paul says to the brothers and sisters, if we were raised with Christ, we are called to seek what is above. That's all matters. We need to put to death the parts that are earthly, impurity, passions, evil desires, greed, and idolatry. We all die one day. When John Rockefeller died at the age of 98 at the beginning of the 20th century, he was the wealthiest man in the world. A reporter was assembling his obituary asked his chief, "Just how much did your boss leave behind?" The aide answered, "All of it." The same is true of us. We will leave behind whatever we do not invest above. And how sad would it be at the time of our death if our bank accounts and coffers here on earth were bulging full and our storehouse in heaven was empty and bare. The excess of resources we have are to be shared with others and not to be hoarded or kept for oneself. The parable of the rich fool reminds us that our life on earth is short-lived. God could call us any time. Let's work towards our heavenly storage and not on earthly storage. On his deathbed, Alexander summoned his generals and told them his three ultimate wishes. First, the best doctor should carry his coffin. The second, the wealthiest accumulated money, gold, precious stones should be scattered along the procession to the cemetery. And the third, his hand should be let loose, hanging outside the coffin for all to see. One of the generals who was surprised by these unusual requests asked Alexander to explain. Here is what Alexander the Great had to say. "I want the best doctors to carry my coffin to demonstrate that in the face of death, even the best doctors in the world have no power to heal. Second, I want the road to be covered with my treasures so that everybody sees that material wealth acquired on earth stays on earth. Third, I want my hands to swing in the wind so that people understand that we come to this world empty-handed. We leave this world empty-handed after the most precious treasures of all is exhausted, and that is time. Time is our most precious treasure because it is limited. We can produce more wealth, but we cannot produce more time. When we give someone our time, we actually give a portion of our life that we will never take back. So what choices we make in our lives? Are we rich fool or rich wise? On the way, the Alexander the Great fell ill and took him to his deathbed. With death staring him in his face, Alexander realized how his conquest, his great army, his sharp sword, and his wealth were of no use. The choice is ours. In our lives, are we to give or are we to hold? Are we to move or are we to get stuck? Are we to release or are we to hold? Are we to choose or are we to be stubborn? Or we want to give or just we want to keep it for ourselves? Day in and day out, we make choices in our life. Is our choice based on earth or on heavenly destination?